For most of the last century, the secret to success was simple. You had to be as predictable and highly efficient as a machine. This started on early factory floors. Success meant breaking jobs down into tiny, repetitive motions that could be timed down to the second. Speed and repetition were everything. Managers didn't need your creativity or your personality. They needed you to perform like a component in a larger engine. If you felt overwhelmed, you had to suppress those human distractions to keep the line moving. By design, the industrial economy was built to value mechanical consistency over human feeling. As we moved out of factories and into modern offices, the rules didn't change as much as you might think. We took that same industrial timeline and applied it to knowledge work, using the same rigid management styles to track people sitting behind screens. We began treating our brains like assembly lines, demanding constant, predictable output every hour. But trying to force creative thinking through that kind of rigid pressure is exactly what has led to our modern burnout crisis. We are still told to leave our emotions at the door. However, research into the way we actually work shows that when we feel stressed or disconnected, we lose the very traits needed to solve complex problems. The data on rising burnout and declining engagement suggests that we have pushed the human as a machine model as far as it can go. Our biology is simply not designed to maintain that level of mechanical precision. But right as we are hitting that wall, everything is shifting. We've entered the age of AI and digital automation, the fifth industrial revolution. Algorithms and machines are finally taking over the tasks we used to struggle with. They don't need sleep, they don't experience the physical toll of repetition, and they can process data without ever getting distracted. If a job involves raw data processing or repeating the same steps over and over, a machine will now do it better, faster, and cheaper than any human can. Because machines are finally taking over the robotic part of our jobs, we are being pushed toward a different kind of value, the work that requires us to be uniquely human. Human work is the stuff a machine can't do. Things like genuine empathy, imagining something that doesn't exist yet, and navigating the messy, nuanced problems of real life. These aren't skills you can just switch on through sheer willpower. They are tied to the way our brains respond to the environment around us. When we feel threatened or under extreme stress, our brains enter survival mode. This creates a type of tunnel vision, where the neural pathways to our creative and empathetic centers physically slow down as the brain prioritizes basic safety over big ideas. Happiness does the opposite. When we feel safe and connected, the brain chemically allows these complex neural networks to engage. Researchers call this broaden and build, a state where the brain can finally access the high-level tools needed for innovation and collaboration. You can use stress to force repetitive labor, but you can only access creative genius when the brain feels at ease. This is why we have to rethink what workplace happiness means. It's not about office perks like free snacks or a ping-pong table in the break room. In this new economy, happiness is a structural requirement. As this pyramid shows, things like psychological safety and freedom are the foundational layers that allow a team to actually function at their highest level. The data shows that when these needs are met, people are measurably more productive. They aren't just nicer to be around. They are better at spotting errors and finding creative shortcuts that machines might miss. In an era where AI can handle the logic, a company's ability to support its people's well-being is what determines if they can innovate fast enough to keep up. We are moving toward a future where smart machines handle the drudgery, while we are finally given the space to do what we do best: connect with each other and invent. The goal is to stop acting like machines and lean into the creative, emotional, and social traits that make us human. For the first time, the things that make us feel most alive are the very things that make the economy thrive.